Happy New Year, everybody. This is Undead Viking, coming to you from my game room in my house in Moorhead, Minnesota. It is that time of year again. It's time for me to look back at 2011 and give you my top 10 games of the year. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail as to how I pick my top 10 games, other than the only parameter I really base it on is how much fun the game is. I don't care about the publisher or the creator of the game, or the components, or the mechanics, or the gameplay, or anything like that. All I care about is how much fun I have when I play the game with my friends or my family. Now, I don't log my plays on Board Game Geek. I try to. It's just, I don't know, I always forget to. And the thing is, like, it would be really easy for me to do because I actually keep a record of all my plays in a very, very nice leather-bound journal, and that I was given to me. And I use that, and I write down the date and the game and who played and who won and any kind of notes. And I guess I could go back into that and I could log every single one of those plays, but honestly, I just don't want to take the time. So, but what I do use that for is I do look at that and I look back at the last year and I look at all the games I played and I look at I try to remember, how much I enjoyed those games, and then that's kind of what I use to refresh my memory about stuff that I played, a year ago, from like when I'm doing this, so I can try to give as accurate as possible opinion of what the best games for me this year or last year were. So I do that, and then I kind of grab a large chunk of the newer releases that games that came out in 2011. And then I kind of try to compare and contrast them a little bit, and it's more of a gut feeling than anything else. I don't really have a formula or anything like that. And then I come up with the top 10, and then I take those 10 games, and I actually kind of just say, okay, which of these two do I like out of these two? Which of these two do I like out of these two? And eventually I come up with a scale, for the top 10. Now, as with last year, I am going to have some honorable mentions that I'll mention really quickly, and I won't go into too detail on those, and then I'll get right into my top 10. Just a couple quick things before I start. I apologize, there's going to be a lot of games that I'm going to mention during this video that I haven't done reviews for. I am going to do reviews for them. With the birth of my son Caleb, and my job, and my wife being on bed rest, and remodeling my home so I could have this game room, for one thing, I didn't have a lot of time to actually sit down and do these videos. As a matter of fact, it should have been like a video a month for a title. So, for one, I do appreciate all the people that subscribe to my videos and watch these, and for putting up with, the wait, until you got the next one to come out. And I have kind of made a resolution that I'm going to try to, in the coming year, I'm going to try to get back to that doing one video a week. That's what my whole purpose of doing this was to begin with. But unfortunately, like I'm going to say this is a really great game, but I'm not going to have a video review for you to go and look at it and say, okay, why did you really like it? I'll try to summarize it, but unfortunately, I won't be able to go too in depth. Secondly, there's a lot of games that I purchased or received from publishers in November and December of 2011. And a lot of those didn't get a lot of play, or unfortunately didn't get to play at all, because of the fact that I was just super busy with the holidays and everything else going on. Those are games that, just off the top of my head, like Bios Megafauna, Trajan, Dungeon Pets, Core Worlds. Games that I have and I'm really excited to play, but unfortunately I just haven't had a chance to, or I haven't played them enough to really think I have a really good basis of a review. So expect to see reviews for those games and others in the upcoming year, and I reserve the right to include those games in my 2012 list if I believe that they're good enough to make that list at about this time next year. Excuse me, I do apologize. I got a little bit of a cold, like last year when I did this, so I need to have a quick sip of water. All right, well, enough about that. Let's get into the honorable mentions. I'm just going to mention a few games here. There was more that I probably could list here in honorable mentions, but this is just games that, for whatever reason, I really enjoyed them. I had a lot of fun with them, but for whatever reason, they just didn't make the final cut. So, for starters, Dungeon Run. Just a really fun run around in a dungeon, killing monsters, avoiding traps, and eventually backstabbing the hell out of your friends type of game. My gaming group is across the board as far as what they like and what they don't like, and what they'll play and what they don't play. But to a T, all of them really enjoy a dice rolling backstabbing type game, and we got a lot of play out of this, and we enjoyed the heck out of it. I really can't wait for, hopefully, some expansions to it. You know, more characters, more monsters, more stuff. You know, and because the game, it has some flaws as far as the rule set goes, and it has some scaling problems as far as that goes, and the end game can be a little. You can end up in a situation with the end game being very what's what I'm looking for here. Basically, the end game can be pretty much won just because of the situation you're in. You get into a stalemate where it's like, well, I'm not going to go and touch it. Well, you go touch it. I'm not going to go touch it. You go touch it. You move. No, you move. And that kind of stinks. But if you see past it and you just kind of run with it, I still really enjoyed the heck out of playing this game. Another game I enjoyed the heck out of playing in the last year was Eminent Domain. You'll notice this is a one in shrink, and you notice it's the limited edition, number 212 out of 500. I have another copy, a normal copy, that I've played the heck out of with my friends. I've done a review of this, so you can go and watch that if you want to, as far as my thoughts on the game. But if I'm going to sit down and play, just kind of build your engine, your victory point engine, and just kind of race the other people at the table, while being able to talk and interact and just having a good time. This is a really great game, and I had a lot of fun with it. I feel bad that the hype kind of overshadowed. People thought it was going to be a deck building game, and it wasn't. It wasn't really a deck building game. So I think some people went into it thinking they were getting one type of game, and they got another, and there's some bad blood as far as that goes. But what are you going to do? Another game that I did a review of, that I played the heck out of, Couriers. Another game that a lot of people now poo-poo because they say, oh, it's just, everybody thought it was going to be this amazing game, and it just was, average, maybe. Yeah, this game's not average. It's a nice, very solid, fun game. And it plays very quickly. Setup for this game is 10 times easier than Dominion ever was. And you know what? I like rolling dice. I like summoning monsters to fight my other friends summon monsters. And I like casting spells on them and so on and so forth. And I really think they're doing a really good job as far as the expansions for this, because they're not really messing with the core rules that much, and they're just coming out with more dice and more creatures and more spells, which is exactly what I like with expansions. I don't want you to mess with the core rules. I don't want you to mess with the base of the game. Just add to that base. Add more flavor to it. So I really like Couriers, and it's a game that gets taken out and played quite often. A couple of quick ones. That unfortunately these are kind of Essen releases, and you can't really get a hold of them real quick. Upon a Salty Ocean, really good dry economic Euro. If I'm going to play a dry economic Euro, this is probably one of the best ones that I played in 2011. I'll do a review of this fairly soon, hopefully. I really hope this gets distributed more, because I think this is a very big sleeper hit, and I think a lot of people would really enjoy this if they could just get their hands on it. And the same goes for this game. Colonial. I guess it's Colonial Empires, Europe's empires overseas, but just Colonial. I paid through the nose for this game, and I don't mind that at all, because somebody said it reminded them a lot of Martin Wallace's Struggle of Empires, and sight unseen, I was like, yes, I must get that game, because that's one of my favorite Martin Wallace games. And is that comparison valid? But when I do my review, you'll know. But regardless of anything, of if it's like it or not, it's an excellent game. It's a civilization type game. If you can get a hold of a copy, and it's very tough to, you're going to pay for it. But if you like a nice long civilization head-to-head game with your other players on the board, and let me tell you, the game board for this is fantastic. But if you like that type of game, I think this is something you definitely want to check out. The price tag might scare you away, so maybe you want to wait till maybe there's some more distribution over in the United States. But if and when that happens, definitely check this out. And if you do manage to get a copy, I'd strongly suggest downloading the updated rule set from Board Game Geek. It makes the game a lot better. So, really good game. All right, I'm just gonna move forward now. Let's actually go to my my top 10, shall we? All right, cool. Excited? I am. You know, a lot of you probably can guess a lot of these games. So, I mean, if you're scoring at home, why don't you, like, if you're watching this video, hit pause, and then just write down what you think my top 10 games of 2011 will be, and then maybe you can see. And then it'd be really cool if you put in the comments how many you got right. I mean, some of them are going to be dead giveaways. You know, I can think of one or two that would be dead giveaways. But it'd be funny. It'd be cool if you told me something different. It's not really fair because, like I said, I had a gap there where I didn't do a lot of reviews. But, you know, you might know what I like. So anyway, here we go. Are you pausing? Okay, here we go. Number 10. Elder Sign. Yes, you know, Arkham Horror Light. Arkham Horror is my gateway game. It was the game that got me into the board game hobby. I'll tell more about that at some point in the future. But when I heard about this game, it's like it's the same mythos, it's the same characters, it's the same ancient ones, the same monsters, same everything. But it's dice and it's different. It's an investigative museum instead of trying to save the city of Arkham or save the world. But excuse me, it's still the basic premise. You know, you're investigating certain tasks. You're trying to figure out what's going on. You're collecting items, collecting clue tokens, and so on and so forth. You know, the bottom line, the one detraction I have for this game is that it's just way too easy. I mean, and I don't mean that as me being all haughty and proud. I mean, a lot of people say it's way too easy. You know, we were 50-50 for a long time as far as wins and losses go, and then after that, it just slowly kind of wham. And I can't remember the last time me and my friends have lost a game of this. You know, I know there's some variants out there to make the game more difficult, but you know what? The bottom line is that every once in a while you just want to play a game that'll be fun and have a nice little fun ride to get to the and you win the game. And why wouldn't I like that? A lot of co-ops out there just beat the heck out of you. So I don't really mind that I can win this game. It's kind of like booting up Civilization 5 on my computer and playing it at Barbarian level. You know, I know I'm going to win, but it sure is fun just beating the holy piss out of all the other civilizations and just kind of being able to pick and choose how I'm going to win the game. So a lot of fun. My friends really like this game. Elder Sign, number 10. Number 9, also from Fantasy Flight Games. Game I haven't reviewed yet, but I will. Blood Bowl Team Manager. Just a really, really good game. I'm so glad that they went away from the idea that they're going to make this a deck building game. It still has a deck building aspect to it, but that isn't the focus of the game. The focus of the game is, you know, hand management and placing your cards in optimal spots to, you know, affect the other players and affect the game and affect like where the football is going and so on and so forth. If you've read the rules, you know what I'm talking about. I do apologize if that isn't clear to you, but when I do a review, you'll understand it. It's just I knew that this was going to be a top 10 game for me when I played it and I lost, and I immediately wanted to play it again. And I was like, let's play again. I want a different team. I want to try a different strategy. I want to try something new. I want to try it again. And after I played that game and I won, I said, let's play it again. I want to see if I can do better. I want to get more points. I want to do better than this. I mean, there's some problems with it, but the thing is, the bottom line is that I'm a big fan of the Blood Bowl game. I had the old Blood Bowl with the set that actually came with the miniatures and the big like gray styrofoam football field, and I have no idea where that is. My mother probably threw it out when I went away to college. But you know, I like the whole idea of orcs and humans and goblins and what have you beating the piss out of each other, and I've used that phrase a couple, 2 times now. Sorry about that. And you know, and trying to grab a football that's covered in spikes. So, number 9. Number 8, Olympos. What happened to this game? Everybody was talking about this game was going to be awesome, and everybody was excited to play it, and then it came out, and then it just vanished. Now, I almost hate to admit that I really like this game, because it's made by the same guy who created Small World, a game that I hate. I hate Small World, but I love this game. And you know what? It's just, go watch my review. I did a review of it if you want to get more in-depth thoughts on the game. But the thing I love about this game is that I can play with my friends, and all of us on our turns are just like this. Hey, wait a minute. Let me see. No. Yeah, no. And and repeat that for a while. And I love that. I love the fact that my friends' minds are like clicking along, and the miners clicking along. We're trying to like do whatever we can to improve ourselves and also take down the other people. So, I mean, it's a nice, great conflict Euro, and I don't know why more people don't like it. So, yeah, what are you gonna do? All right, number 8. This is one that I feel bad about because I wanted to do a review on this for a while, and it just every time I started a review, something happened. I was actually working on this review when my wife sent me a text while I was in my working on the review, and said, "Honey, I think I'm going into labor." So I was like, "Oh, well, stop doing this." So if any other year, this would have been the best space exploration combat game out there, and that's kind of foreshadowing. But anyway, Space Empires 4X. I'm going to do a review of this. I apologize to Jim Crone, the creator, and GMT Games. I've been meaning to do a review on this for so long, and I'm going to do it. It's on the top of my list to get things to get done. This is just an awesome game. It's so much fun. There's so much about it that I can't take the time to go into it right now. But the fog of war, the combat, the research, the exploration of the planets and everything like that, this is more of a simulation and very, 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 very much like the old Masters of Orion, Master of Orion 2 games I used to play. Masters of Orion 3 never happened, by the way. But I love this game, and unfortunately I think it works best as a 2-player game just because of the game length. But I have a buddy, his name's Derek, and we play this game a lot, and we absolutely love it. And yes, review coming for this game. It's amazing. So, next up, I apologize. I haven't done a review of this. Also, it's very tough to get a hold of this because it doesn't have a publisher right now. Letters from Whitechapel. Just an amazing game. I might not do a review of this just because there's so many good reviews of it already. But I really love the game Fury of Dracula. And I like the new version more than the old version. Sphere, if you're listening. So I have a discerning taste for you. Not that you're ever watching a video review, but that's kind of an inside joke. If somebody sees this and wants to send Sphere geek mail, go ahead and do that. But anyway, I love the whole thing of one person playing Jack the Ripper and the other people playing the police and trying to locate him. It's basically a 2-player game. Honestly, it is. Because of the fact that it's just that's the way it works. Yes, more people can play the police and everything like that, but it works best as a 2-player game. And my wife really enjoys this game. I think she likes playing Jack the Ripper. I mean, that's really weird. Maybe she just really wanted to be a serial murderer of prostitutes in Victorian England. But it's a great theme. It's a great game. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, it's any game that my wife actually asks to play gets the thumbs up from me. You know, it's like this game and Dungeon Quest are like her favorite games in the world. Go figure. Anyway, so up next, King of Tokyo. Just yes, it's nice. It's Godzilla. It's fun. It's a filler. But I'm not going to go into mechanics or anything like that. I'm just going to tell you why I really love this game. I was playing this game with a bunch of my friends sitting at my table, and my daughter, who loves Godzilla, came up and saw that I had the Godzilla guy. And she said, "Dad, can I play?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Why don't you sit for me?" And so we sat there, and I coached her, and I told her what she needed to roll each turn. And I'm going to get choked up telling this story. And it came down, after all was said and done, it came down, and she could win the game. She was in position to win the game. She had 15 points. They had to get 20 to win. So she needed 5 threes. And if she didn't get 5 threes, the next person was going to win. There was just no way anybody could stop them. So it was going to be either her or the next guy. And she knew it. I mean, she's 4 years old. And she took the dice and she rolled them. And she got 3 threes. And everybody's like, ooh. And then she rolled the 2 dice and she got 1 3. And everybody's like, oh. And then she rolled the die again. And it was on the 3 for like a half a second. And it flipped over. And I think it went to a lightning bolt or something. And like the entire table of all my friends, they were just, everybody's like, "Aw," and like it wasn't one of those things where you could even cheat and say, "Oh, go ahead and roll again." She knew she had won, and she looked just completely heartbroken. And I kind of patted her on the back and I said, "It's okay, Rowan, you played really well." And she kind of looked at me and she had a little sad frown on her face and she said, "It's okay, Dad. It's only a game." And yeah, so I love that game for that moment. I'll remember that moment for the rest of my life. And so, King of Tokyo, thank you for giving me that moment. And plus, it is a really fun game. Okay, up next, quickly, Vanilla 2, I'm going to do a review of this very soon. This is one of the, I've said like other Conflict Heroes and stuff that were really good. This takes them all. This is another Essen release. It's going to get bigger distribution very soon. I'll do a review of this really quickly, fairly soon. I mean, because I want people to be able to watch it and know how the rules work and everything like that, so it can be a game that you can decide what you want to play. But if you like, nice, tough, mind-bending Euros, I would really suggest you look into this one. That was number 4. All right, we're at the top 3. You got any ideas? I'm sure you got some. All right, number 3. Mage Knight, the board game. Oh my goodness, this is a great game. And I'll tell you one reason why it's a great game. I don't play games solo. I just don't. I don't like it. I want to play with somebody else at the table. I want to talk to somebody like this. This is a game that I play solo. And that never happens. I never actually want to, like, I'm actually coming home and like, oh, I hope my kids will take a nap and then I can play some Mage Knight. Who says that? Anyway, yeah, a great game with a deck building aspect and a puzzle combat that is just so much fun. Plus a great theme. A friend of mine told me after he played, he said this isn't anything like Mage Knight. He still has tons of figures, and it's nothing like Mage Knight. And I guess I really don't care because I really know what Mage Knight is. Maybe he's wrong. I have no idea. But great game. Once again, expect a review of this soon. But I know it's out of print, the first print run, so you might want to be picking this up soon if you want to get it. All right, down to the last 2. I gotta admit, when I got down to the last 2, I agonized over this decision. I'm sure most of you, if you watch these videos, you know what 2 I came down to and what I have to decide, and how difficult this decision probably was for me. So take your bets. You guys know probably which 2 games I'm trying to decide between. And all right, well, here's my number 2 game of 2011. Eclipse. All right. Stop. Some of you are like, I knew it, and some of you are like, oh. Okay, Eclipse is a fantastic game. It's an absolutely amazing game. If this game is my number 2 game, my number 1 game is like this much higher than that. I just did an hour-long review, and I'm sure most of you have watched it already. But bottom line is that this game is absolutely amazing. It's so much fun. Space Empires 4X is a game of simulation. This is a game of very short-timed epicness. You know, you only have so much time before the game is done, and you need to just, it's almost like kind of one of those smash and grab things where you just need to take what you can get as quickly as you can get and make sure you grind all your opponents into the dirt on the way. I love this game. I will play this game for years to come, and I'm really looking forward to what they're going to do with the expansions. Alright, number 1 game. You all probably pretty much know what it is. Urban Sprawl, Chad Jensen, GMT Games. Hey, it's just a great game. I know a lot of you are like, well, of course he's going to say it's the best game because he already made a review and he said it was the best game. He doesn't want to go back on his word. You know, that doesn't really enter into it. I'll eat crow any day of the week if you want to feed it to me. The bottom line is that this is an awesome game, but it isn't an awesome game for everyone. It's an awesome game for me because I have a gaming group that's willing to put the time in to learn the game and play it several times. Play a game that lasts 3 hours, 2, 3, 4 times, to let the onion be peeled and for us to realize that, yes, there's a lot of chaos, but it's controlled chaos, and it's about mitigating the problems and mitigating the issues that's going on. A lot of people bag on the game and say that it's way too random. Hey, I get it. I understand what you're saying. And if you don't like it, great. Go play something else. Your gaming time is yours, and you should only play games that you're really going to enjoy. Don't go and, like, force yourself to play a game that you're not going to like. First time I played this game, I sat down after I was done, I was like, wow, that was an amazing game. Second time I played it, it was like, wow, that game got better. The third and fourth times I played the game, I was like, I can't believe just how much fun I have playing a 3-hour game, 3-4-hour game that just goes by in a blink of an eye. Go watch my review. It's an amazing game. I think it deserves to be, if you could play it enough to let the game's, excellence reveal itself to you, then I think it deserves to be on your shelf. But if you can't, that's great, man. You know, your number one can be anything you want. It doesn't have to be mine. This is just the games that are great for me. Games are great because they're great for the person playing them, not because a bunch of people that review it say it's great. So, hey, take that for what it's worth. So, that's my top 10 games of the year. Just quickly, I just want to say thank you to everyone that takes the time to watch these videos and leave comments and give me the support and the emails and what have you. It means the world to me. I wouldn't do this if I didn't have people that actually like seem to really enjoy me rambling on and on about this hobby of ours. So, may you all have an absolutely excellent 2012. I wish you nothing but the best. I'm looking forward to 2012. There's already games I know that are coming out that I'm excited about, and I think it's going to be a great year for gaming. And it might be the last year if the Mayans are right. So, anyway, blessings to you all, and you take care of yourself. Number 100 is coming up. You know what it is? You know what game I'm going to review? I can't believe I've done 100 of these. It's going to be awesome. All right, you take care of yourself.